Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to work on this page for the color palette color along in my Facebook group like we have been. I finished this flower and finished this flower, and I think today with y'all I'm going to do a leaf. Now my color palette is pretty limited. I showed it to y'all in a couple videos ago, but I don't have that much of selections of greens. Not that leaves really have to be green, but the other colors that are in my color palette don't really go for leaves at all. So these right here are my selections of greens, and then I've got a teal, and then I've got some other blues. So I'm kind of trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I don't think that I'm going to use this one. This is Sap Green Light PC 120, but I don't think I'm going to use that one. I'm going to color this leaf, I think, right here. Maybe, yeah, let's color this leaf. And I think I'm going to use these colors. I've got Parrot Green PC 1006 and Light Green PC 920 and Pale Sage PC 189. I really love this Pale Sage color to add highlights for certain things, so I think I'm going to use that as my highlight color. I might add a little bit of white. I would love to do this leaf. I love leaves that have those lines on them so I could add in definition. I think I'm going to start by just adding some of the Pale Sage. Just to see how it looks here. This color is really pretty. I don't know that I've ever used it on leaves though. I've used it for a lot of other things. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to make this leaf pop. Let's see what happens when we come in here and add our light green. It's almost, I don't know, when you're using a limited color palette, it sometimes makes it easier, but then at the same time, sometimes it makes it a little more difficult because you're really limited when you wish that you had other colors. And I really don't know what I'm going for here yet and what it is, or how it is I want this leaf to look. I'm just kind of adding color because I don't really have any ideas yet. So as you can see, I'm just adding this light green over these lines here. And remember, this leaf right here is behind this petal, so like I've told you in my previous videos, when something is behind, you need to make it look as though it is behind. And I'll show you how to do that. I don't know exactly, I don't know, I'm just trying to figure out how this is going to look. Because see, I've got this other leaf here that's laying over top of it. So in my head, I'm thinking I may need to make that leaf a different color when I don't really have a lot of choices in this color palette. And so when I get to that leaf, I don't really know what I'm gonna do. I'm trying to press a little bit harder with this color because, again, it's so light. And let me come back in here again and see if I can get this to look a little bit darker. I do want to leave some white in some areas, which is what I'm trying to do. Now always remember, if you are coloring something and you don't leave white, you can always come back with something like a white gel pen and add in white and get the same effect as if you were to use your white Prismacolor. Now let's see, this one is, let me sharpen it. This is the Parrot Green. And I think this is going to make all the difference in the world. And see, as I go, I don't know if I'll add more color or not add more color. But I kind of just take it as it goes. I'm not sure what I want to do here. I don't know how these colors are really looking together. I think I need to kind of go by the side of my pencil here. And I think this is really going to work if I come in here and just do a little bit of this. Oh yeah, that's bringing it to life a little bit. See that? Now see, like I told you before, this flower is behind here. So we're going to need extra pigment in here to show that this is behind. And then I'll come back and I'll pull that out a little bit. And the same right here. When you're using Prismacolors, I suggest you just kind of lightly lay your layers. And don't do it all at once. As the ideas come into your head and you kind of know more of what you are going for, the look that you're going for, which I still don't really at this point. I always do this where there's lines, because I feel like it just adds more dimension to the leaf and makes it pop. But you can't, when you're doing this, you can't go full in. You just kind of have to do it a little bit at a time, and you have to make sure you're holding your pencil to the side like this. And at this point, I just really feel so limited with these colors. It really is a challenge when you do this. I'm going to come back in with my light green and kind of just add a little bit more color and pull this out. And then see here where it looks See how that just kind of pulls it out? That looks much better. And I'm using this color to go up against the edges so that my highlight color is just kind of in the center of each part of the section of the leaf. And when I'm coloring, I really like for everything to just kind of pop off the page. And since my color palette is so limited, I'm just kind of struggling with this one because I want it to pop more than it is right now. And I don't know how much pressure I could actually lay to get it to do that for me, to give me the look that I actually want, but it does look pretty. I'm going to come back in here with my Pale Sage, and I'm going to go over this again, kind of pull some of these colors in. Look how pretty. It does look nice. See, if you just keep working it, sometimes when you're coloring, you will start coloring something and it's like you really don't like how it's turning out. But if you just keep working at it and blending and adding more color and don't ever be afraid of the color. I see so many colorists when they're first starting and they are afraid of the color or to add new things or try new things. Don't ever be afraid, because that is how you learn. And really, there are no mistakes. You really can't make a mistake. Let me sharpen this a little bit more because I want a pretty sharp tip. And I want to come in here and give this a little more color. And see, I'm using a little bit more pressure here. And see, really, if I didn't have a limited color palette, I would come back and add another color that is darker than this one to give this leaf more definition. I think we'll just very lightly add some of the darker color in here. So pretty. I love seeing the images on a page just kind of come to life as you color. I mean, that's what brings you so much joy in coloring. That's what makes it so fun and just relaxing, seeing your work come to life. I'm using quite a bit more pressure here, but still holding my pencil to the side so that I don't end up with those horrible marks on my page that you will end up with if you push too hard directly on the tip. And I'm going to come back here where every line is in the leaf and just kind of do that. And then remember, after you do this, you always come back with your lighter color to blend it out. Don't ever just leave it like that. Let's see, maybe I'll add a little bit more of the darker green here. Very lightly. I want another darker green so bad to come back in and add more to this. Now I'm going to come back in again with my light green. That's what coloring with Prismas is all about. You just need to keep adding more layers and blending until you create the look that you're looking for. And of course have blended out all the white space. But see, now that it's coming together, I like how it's looking. Now something like this, if you wanted to see how it's kind of making the lines in the leaf kind of fade out, if you wanted to, you could come in and use either a black fine tip. These are what I have and what I use sometimes, but these Stabilo, is that maybe what they're called? Stabilo? But these come in a pack of, gosh, I don't even remember. I have a whole pack of them, all different colors, but sometimes I'll come back in and go over that, or I'll get my black Prismacolor and I'll just go over the lines so that you could see them. Or if I wasn't working with a limited color palette, I would grab a gray and go over this green and make it look more shadowed. But see how it's finally now just coming out and blending out so nicely? I'm going to come back in here again with my Pale Sage, and I'm going to use a little more pressure on this. Look at the difference. So pretty. And I'm going to make sure that I blended it all out now. See, I love how it's turning out. I'm wondering if I have another color that I could add in here in my color palette that is darker, but I really don't unless they're blues. I've got this cobalt turquoise, but I don't know. Let me see how that looks with the parrot green. Ooh, that might actually work. Okay. See, this is where I get daring. Let me sharpen it just a little. See, this is what happens when I lay down the 3 colors that I chose, and then I'm still not really completely happy with it. Oh, see, it looks good. See what happens when you experiment a little bit? Oh, I love that. Oh my goodness. That did the trick. Look at that. But know that I'm going to come back in here and I am going to blend that out. You can use that to emphasize my lines. Oh, I love this color. Now see, look at the difference it made. And then back here where we want to show that this leaf is behind, we can come in there and do that. But then always remember, you need to come back with the other darker color, which was the parrot green that I was using. And you're going to have to blend it out so that it gives it the right look. Look how pretty those colors are together. See, I just discovered another new color combination. That is what is so much fun about this. You just, as you go, you discover new things, new combinations that look good together. When you come up with new combinations, make sure you make note of them and write them down so that you remember them later. And you could use them when you're coloring another page. I really love this now. Okay, so I'm back in here with my pale sage. And we're just blending this out one more time. Just to make sure that we don't have any white spots or rough edges. And I think that looks really pretty. I really like it. Now, oh my gosh, you guys are gonna laugh at me when you see my white. Look at my white pencil. It's like a little nugget. I ordered some extenders from Amazon. They should be here today. But now I'm going to come in with my white, and I'm just going to go over it. I'm going to leave white space here. And see, like I said before, like when it comes to the rules, you know, the quote-unquote rules, like right here, this leaf is sitting to the front. So naturally, I probably would have shown behind it that it was, but I'm not doing that there because I like the way that this looks, where I kind of left that white space there. And then when I do this one, I'll probably just make it a darker shade. And I don't know what color I'm going to do my other leaves yet, especially when they're right next to one another. But that was a very short tutorial on a leaf. And I love the way that it turned out. It's so pretty, even having a limited color palette. But that is my video today. I think I'm going to color some of this off camera. So this is my leaf. I might add a little glitter or something to it, or maybe darken up the lines in it. But I may not, I don't know. Sometimes I look at it and then I come back and decide, oh, this needs more. Like this flower here, I keep looking at it thinking it needs more. This one I love. So if you are not already part of my Facebook group and you found this video just by a search and you were looking to see how to color leaves, go ahead and look in the description box below, and there will be a link there for my Facebook group. And we are doing this page in World of Flowers. This is Joanna Basford's World of Flowers book. And we are working on this page, and we're all doing it together, and we've all chosen color palettes. I have a couple, maybe 3 videos ago, where I showed everyone how to choose your color palette. And we are all working together. I've got a Facebook group of, I think, like at least 1,200 people now. It's grown very quickly. But I would love to have you in my Facebook group, and I will come back at you again with another video when I get ready to color another flower on this page. I'm trying to make this as interactive as I possibly can. I think that it is so much fun doing this all together as a group. And I am looking forward to seeing your all's progress as you work on these. But that is it for today. And I will post this in the group so y'all could see the leaf. And as soon as the video is done uploading, I will have that for y'all as well. So you could kind of use my video on how to color a leaf and do it with some of these others. If I do another video, I may do a leaf more like this one, so you guys can see how to do the different types of leaves. These are very different too. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you in the Facebook group. Bye.